Okay, this is a recording for the Brahmacharya website, brahmacharya.info, on the topic of addiction. Now, before we begin, let's get some terminology straight here. I will use the word dharma and adharma, or adharmic. So, dharma here refers to a constitutional activity that's constitutional, normal, natural, and healthy. And unconstitutional activities that's against one's own nature. It's not natural, it's not normal, and therefore produces pain. Now, Srila Rupa Goswami explains the nature of any form of addiction. And on the topic of celibacy, um, there are different types of addictions. Addictions to masturbation, addictions, uh, uh, different forms of sexual addictions. And it doesn't matter. We, uh, we could pick any other addiction. It could be addiction to drinking, addiction to shopping, um, any form of sensual materialistic addiction. They all follow the same pattern. And what is the pattern? Srila Rupa Goswami says that when you perform an adharmic activity, there are two kinds of results that spring from this kind of activity, are produced by this kind of activity. One is manifested, the other one is unmanifested. So the manifested reaction is the obvious reaction. Like if you drink, you have a headache, your stomach hurts, you vomit, you you made an asshole out of yourself, and you know, so on and so forth. And then in the future also there's going to be further pain for performing that kind of an adharmic activity. So this is quite a bad news, you could say. But even the worst of a news is that the unmanifest reaction, it's more dangerous in the sense that uh, its nature is such that it will make you want to do the same thing again. Um, and particularly Srila Rupa Goswami describes this as in two stages, stage of Kuta and stage of Bija. Stage of Kuta means that uh, there will be a general inclination to perform an adharmic activity. Mm. And then Bija means that the desire is more specific. So if it was drinking, um, you will want to drink again. If it was masturbation, you will want to masturbate again. Um, and the Skuta and Bija, they're called unmanifested because even you yourself may not be aware of them. Uh, and they will be triggered when you expose yourself to a situation that's favorable, that will trigger this kind of behavior, um, this kind of activity. Um, so if you go back and think about this, so you have an action, and then this action produces a reaction, immediate reaction or a remote reaction, but it's a manifest reaction. And then you have this unmanifest reaction in the form of the inclination to perform the same thing again. So when you perform the same thing again, you again get two same types of results, manifest and unmanifest. And therefore the pain increases over here, and then you keep looping. You're kept within the loop. So you keep looping and looping and looping, and you keep sinking and sinking and sinking until it hurts so bad that hopefully you renounce the activity. So the only way out of this is to somehow or other pull the parking brake and bring this to a stop. Bring this to a stop. You don't want this to continue, because you don't want to continue sinking. And now the question is, how do you stop this? Certainly determination is one thing. By good determination, one can stop anything. And determination is cultivated in the appropriate association. Of course, there are other methods, but now I'm just talking about determination. So if you want to be determined to play chess, well, hang out with those who are good at it and those who live it, those who just love chess. If you're thinking celibacy, well, hang out with celibates. If you want to be Krishna conscious, hang out with people who are Krishna conscious. And thus, you will find it very, very easy to do that. Also, to change a type of a behavior, in this case, an addiction, you cannot expect to continue to do the same things and expect to have a different result. That's a sign of insanity. In other words, if you want to break out of an addiction, you have to change something, if not a whole lot of things. Maybe even place where you live, place where you work, time when you do things. Um, you have to think of things that trigger the kutas and bijas, uh, these desires in the form of a seed. Um, See how to make an arrangement to avoid the triggering of these. And then, as Chandramauli Maharaj gave us this example of a roaring lion, I think it's very instructive. When he said, when you don't feed the lion gets very upset and therefore roars. And more time goes by without you feeding him, the lion gets very, very more and more upset. But eventually, the lion grows weak. The lion grows weak. Just don't get scared. Don't get freaked out. Don't feed the lion, and then eventually, lion grows weak, and that's the end of the problem. The big, giant, huge lion, this insurmountable-looking beast, turns into a little, humble cat. Um, so that's also what Krishna told to Arjuna. Just don't feed the beast, and everything will be fine. Okay, so hopefully this helps. Hare Krishna.